This your boy King G with the Really Dope Podcast. So today, I want to go over the scorecards between Lamont Roach and Tank Davis. Okay. Now, I want to show y'all a couple things because to me, this is where the issue was at to me. Okay. Now you got the yellow judge, the white judge, and the blue judge, right? Now, as far as I'm concerned, after 6 rounds, I had to fight like this. I had it even. I had 3 rounds for Lamont Roach and 3 rounds for Tank. Okay? The problem that I had with this is I don't understand when you look at the punch stats how a judge could have 5 rounds straight for Tank. This judge has 5 rounds straight for Tank. Now, I'm not saying Roach was ahead. Okay, I'm not saying that he was ahead after 6 rounds. I'm not saying that. I say even. I got a 3-3. If somebody wants to say 4-2, that's fine. I'm not knocking that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say there's something wrong with that. What I am saying is Roach was landing more punches by the end of this round. He was ahead on landed punches. Now, he got to at least get 2. Now here's the real issue because this round right here is the round that Roach he took the knee. So the white judge, after giving him all of these rounds, round number 9, where it should be 10-8 this way, you give it to Gervonta Davis. Now, when I show you the punch stats, you're going to understand what I'm saying here. Okay? So, you give him this round. The yellow judge also gives him this round, which should have been 10-8. So, if that's 10-8, this automatically goes to 115 to 112. Right? Take 2 points away from this, and then you give him his 2 points. You give him 1 point. So yeah, 115 to 112 for Tank. This right here would flip because you gave him 10-8, so he gonna lose 2 points here. He gonna gain 1. So this would be 115, 113 for Roach. This person, even he followed direction because the judges cannot overrule the referee. So once the referee called it whatever he called it, he couldn't make it. He couldn't decide that he was going to make it a 10-8, but he did at least make it a 10-9 round for Roach, right? But the fact of the matter is, all these straight rounds for Tank was unfair because he at least got 1 round in there. They was both filling each other out. They both was technicians in there. Nobody was outpowering or overdoing anybody in those first 6 rounds. So I don't understand why it's 5-1 at the end of 6, right? Now, but if you just take just 1 point away and make it 10-8, then you got 114, 113. And that makes it a unanimous decision for him. Now, I'm about to show you the round stats, okay? So by the rounds, now let's look at it. Total punches. We're just going to deal with the total punches right now. First round, Roach lands 3 out of 17. He lands 1. Second round, 4 out of 16, 3 out of 12. Nothing was crazy like that. Y'all gave that round to Tank, right? This round, he's outworking them 30. The percentage ain't that, but they even. Y'all gave that to Tank. This round, 5 to 5. Pretty much the same. You gave that to Tank. Round 5, 7 to 8. You gave that to Tank. Round 6, I can understand you giving that to Tank. Now, when you go to round 9, they both landed 13 punches, right? And in that same round, they both pretty much landed the same amount of power punches, including, see, people are not paying attention to the overhand right that Roach landed before he threw the jab. He threw an overhand right, then he threw a pawn jab, then he threw a snapping jab that caught Tank right on his right eye, and you see him like really like close his eyes like, oh shit, that did something. And then he looks over Then he takes a knee, he gets up out of there, which in a lot of cases can be a disqualification. You cannot take a timeout of your own. He took a timeout of his own, right? Then you go to the next few rounds, total punches. 10-9 for Roach. They tied 17, 17, and 11, 16-9 in the 12th. Tank said he thought he won the last 3 rounds, but I don't see how. Because even in the power punches, you were tied here. 11th round, you landed 2 more. In the last round, he landed 5 more power punches. Outlanded you in jabs, outlanded you in jabs, outlanded you in jabs. And on top of the fact, he was the busier fighter, okay? He was the busier fighter. All right, so when you land 112 to his 103, 125 to 10 in jabs, and y'all pretty much equal in power punches. The only thing that Davis was better at was percentage, because Davis is definitely a very accurate fighter, but he doesn't throw enough, and that's the same thing that happens to Canelo. Canelo, that he likes to fight at his own pace, and Bivol was able to not make him fight at his pace. No matter if he was landing or not, the jab is just I'm gonna keep pumping that jab to keep you on defense. That's what Roach was doing. He was the busier fighter. He landed more punches. He didn't get credited that knockdown, and that is the issue. So there's nobody hating on Tank, because, like I said, I love Tank, and I got a lot of respect and love for Roach too, because he came and he fought like a real champ, and I knew he was. Like I said before this fight ever happened that it was gonna be that, and I said it way before that Roach wasn't a pushover, and now you see what I'm saying. But the thing is, no matter what nobody say, because you got some people saying, well, it wasn't a robbery. I heard Boots Ennis say that he thought that Tank won or whatever. I don't agree. You understand what I'm saying? Because regardless of when they say you got to take it from the champion, I think Roach did that, because nobody takes Tank Davis's punches. Nobody counters Tank when they get landed. When he land on somebody, they don't really like exchange with him like that and stay there right there with him. And when he throw, I'm throwing right with you. Roach was taking the fight. And to take a voluntary knee and it not be called a knockdown was just totally messed up. And Willis, by him being such a great referee all this time, it's like, I don't want to say he was paid off. I don't know what was going on, but it was a horrible decision, and it shouldn't have happened, because that no knockdown in this 9th round decided the fight. It decided the fight. And then that hurts Roach, and I'm sure he's gonna come back in the rematch if he gets the rematch for real. He's gonna come back, and probably try to take it a little stronger. And I know Davis gonna come even, harder. But at the end of the day, that was the deciding factor, and Roach was robbed. He was robbed. Like I said, the commentators was very biased. They didn't see when Davis did that shoulder. He put his shoulder and like purposely bam, like to hit him on the chin with his shoulder. They didn't say nothing about that. Then when Roach say something, he gets talked to. When Tank starts talking stuff to him, then they don't say nothing. When he starts talking back, then Willis tells him stop all that talking. It was just too much, too many things that was biased. And I was watching it, and this is what hurts boxing to me, because like I said, I don't care if he's your favorite fighter. I don't care if it's my favorite fighter. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay? It's not about that's what I said. I'm not no fanboy. I love the sport. So when something is done wrong, it's wrong. It hasn't happened before. You cannot take a knee and then just don't be counted. In football, if you take a knee, if you get hit and your knee touch the ground, you're down. You can't just run for a touchdown. You're down. You can't just say, oh no, because my right leg slipped, so that's the reason why my left knee went down. That's why it should be counted as a touchdown. No, the rule is if your knee touches the ground, if your glove touches the ground, you're down. That's it. There is nothing or no excuse that you can make. And to put your head out the ring so Calvin Ford can wipe your face is just not, that's against boxing rules. Period. Because he could have got disqualified for that. And so not only did he not, and I'm not wishing that he got disqualified, because it was a great fight, but that bonehead decision by Willis really hurt the outcome of it. You understand? Because Roach threw 400 punches to his 279. He outworked him. He outworked him. Percentage-wise, Davis, yeah, he had landed a higher percentage, but you ain't throwing enough. So he's busier. And you know, so when you see somebody constantly jabbing it, you know, throwing combinations, Roach was throwing combinations, whether they was landing or not, he had Tank on the defense. And Tank was fighting back in spurts. But he wasn't going toe to toe. It wasn't like it was 400 to 388 or 400 to 370. This is 121 punches more thrown. You know what I'm saying? Total. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't understand. You know, so this is where my problem lies with this, because it feels like he was bought. You know, and I think that that's wrong, man, because you know, Roach did his thing, and I said he was gonna do his thing, but apparently it's not enough to go out there and show up, show out, prove to everybody. And you're talking about a fighter that is fighting at Tank's pretty much second hometown. Okay, he's from Baltimore, but New York is like his second hometown when it comes to boxing. Everybody in New York love to see him. That's where he won his first championship. Jim Jones and Jules Santana, they walk him out to the ring. He got all the love in the world, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But for it to be a draw in a place like that's like your hometown, then that means that Roach really won. Because if it was on neutral ground, this would have been a very, very close, unanimous decision for Roach. You know, nobody got blown out. It was a very technical fight. It was a very good fight. Davis fought great. Roach fought great, but Roach outworked him and Roach won. That's all it is to it. And that's all I wanted to do, because I wanted to clear this up, because, you know, a lot of people, people come on the channel and they start talking about, you know, people just hate Tank. Nobody hate no Tank. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love Tank. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But like I said, you start talking about hair grease and stuff. All I'm trying to say is that you've been wearing that hairstyle for a long time, right? And you wore that hairstyle against Ryan Garcia. When Ryan Garcia did the same thing, right? When you hit Ryan Garcia with that body shot, it was a delayed reaction. He hit him. Ryan Garcia backs up. He thinks about it. He goes down. Did the referee say? Could he get up and say, "Oh, you know, nah"? What happened was, he'd say, "I had a rib injury in my training camp, and that's why I went down. So don't count." And then the ref don't count, and then just Tank would have went crazy if that was on the other side. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't go like that. Tank had a delayed reaction. When he got hit with that jab, he got hit with the overhand right first. The first jab didn't really land. It was a pawn jab. Then the next one, it got him. And then he takes a little step back and then he goes down. I just don't see how you cannot call that a knockdown. It was unfair. It wasn't right. And that's just all to it, you know. So I'm not, you know, so with that being said, it's your boy King G with the Really Dope Podcast. Hey, it ain't nothing but love for both fighters. It was a great night of boxing. It was a great fight. It lived up to the hype, but the wrong decision was made. And that's all I'm saying. All right. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.